Arsenal versus PSG. Who's the bigger club? Arsenal fans say Arsenal, PSG fans say PSG, obviously, and neither side is having any of it. They both have their reasons to claim they're the bigger club, but only one can come out on top. So I've broke it down properly, judging them across 6 categories, or rounds if you will. Here are the 6. We'll have a winner in each round, and at the end, one team will be crowned the bigger club. All right, no messing about. Let's kick off with round 1. Cultural legacy and identity. Arsenal's roots run all the way back to 1886. Founded by munition workers in Woolwich. They worked hard and earned everything they achieved. And when they moved to North London in 1913, they changed English football. Under Herbert Chapman in the 1930s, they became pioneers and innovators. Arsenal introduced squad numbers, floodlights, and WM formations that reshaped the game tactically. The first club to truly master football as both sport and spectacle. Then, under Arsene Wenger, Arsenal became global. He introduced diet plans, data analytics, and an elegant playing style known affectionately as Wenger ball. Under him, Arsenal were inspiration. They had the likes of Pires, Vieira, Bergkamp, and Henry. And of course, the Invincibles. They've had an academy graduate in every matchday squad since 1937. A link between past and future that most clubs can only dream of. They stand for class, continuity, community, and football with meaning. As for PSG, they weren't always the super club we know today, but they weren't without appeal. Founded in 1970s by local visionaries led by Guy Crescent, they believed Paris deserved elite football and set out to make it happen. They had moments, but never a true era. PSG legend George Weah won a Ballon d'Or playing in Paris, and Brazilian legend Ronaldinho announced himself to Europe in that shirt. As aforementioned, their true transformation came in 2011. From that moment on, PSG have been global. They've mastered aesthetics, the kits, the branding, the visual identity. But it's a brand that's been engineered fast, not a culture built over time. So there's little sense of lineage. Before the money, PSG had history, but not one that the world recognized. Arsenal's identity has been built, established, and passed down through generations. From Chapman to Graham to Wenger to Arteta. It's been carried forward and honored. Arsenal has changed with the times, but never abandoned its soul. Arsenal's cultural legacy and identity is up there with the very best. Arsenal take round 1. Their cultural legacy is clear of PSG's. Time for round 2, pop culture relevance. PSG are more than a club. They're a lifestyle brand. From Rihanna to Beyonce, their celebrity pool is unmatched. They've walked runways with Jordan, worn Christian Dior to away days. From kit collabs to couture campaigns, PSG have elevated football's presence in high fashion and built a brand that belongs as much at Paris Fashion Week as it does at the Parc des Princes. When they signed Messi in 2021, they gained 42 million followers across their social media accounts in just 24 hours. Truly, their modern pop culture reach is everywhere you look and impossible to ignore. Arsenal, though, are no strangers to pop culture. Not many clubs have a book and a Hollywood film made about what it feels like to support them. Arsenal do. On top of that, Don's All or Nothing documentary series brought the club's modern story to a global audience in over 240 countries. And they're certainly not short a celebrity supporter or two. Idris Elba, Jamie Foxx, and Will Poulter rep the badge, to name just a few. Anne Hathaway has become one of Arsenal's most visible celebrity fans, recently going viral for singing the club's anthem in a jersey and raving about Declan Rice after a Champions League win. In case you missed it.
London forever.
Guys, I almost forgot to say that Dua Lipa is an Arsenal supporter. Dua Lipa, guys. Dua Lipa. And with recent collabs with LeBron and Aries, Arsenal are quietly making moves in fashion too. Arsenal are no slouches in today's pop culture game, but PSG are a cut above. PSG wins when it comes to pop culture, so it's Arsenal 1, PSG 1. Time for round 3, historical success. Arsenal were founded in 1866. They've won 13 English league titles, including the iconic Invincibles season, where they went 38 games unbeaten in the Premier League, the only side to have ever done so. They hold a record 14 FA Cups and haven't been relegated since 1919. That's the longest top run flight in English football history.
We have Vincent. We have Yeah, we happy.
Now let's talk PSG. Founded in 1970, they've also won 13 league titles, but 9 of those came after 2011 under Qatari ownership. Before that, they were respectable with flashes of promise but no real weight. They won the 93-94 Ligue 1 title and the 1996 Cup Winners' Cup. Meaningful trophies, but not the kind of history that echoes through generations. In terms of raw numbers, PSG now have more total trophies than Arsenal, but most of those came after the takeover, but in a league where they outspend every rival and dominate by default. Yes, they've rewritten French football domestically, but the ink is still wet. Arsenal's success came over decades in one of the most competitive environments in football. This one isn't close. When it comes to historical success, Arsenal are superior. Arsenal take that round to go 2-1 up. Time for round 4, financial power. You'll never guess who wins this round. PSG are a financial juggernaut. With Qatar Sports investments behind them, they've reported 805 million euros in revenue for the 23-24 season, placing them among the richest clubs on the planet. And QSI, they're backed by Qatar's sovereign wealth, a war chest worth over $450 billion. To give you an idea of just how much money that is, that could buy every club in the Premier League 15 times over and still have money left over for a super yacht or two. From shirt sales to pre-season tours, PSG have monetized every inch of their brand. Financially, they're operating on a level almost no one can match. Arsenal are an incredibly healthy club. In 2023-24, they brought in 616 million, driven by Champions League revenue, commercial growth, and packed home games. Backed by KSE and the Kroenke's family's billions, Arsenal have financial firepower, but they have to spend wisely and not be reckless. PSG, though, are on a different level. When it comes to sheer financial clout, PSG are in a different galaxy. PSG batter Arsenal in that category. Is 2-2. Time for round 5, European pedigree. This one's on a knife edge because both clubs have danced with greatness, but neither have lifted the big one. Arsenal were a model of consistency in the 2000s, qualifying for the Champions League for 19 straight seasons under Wenger, including a memorable final in 2006. Earlier in 1994, under manager George Graham, Arsenal claimed the Cup Winners' Cup, a key European trophy in their history. Even now, Arsenal are showing signs of a resurgence in Europe, as evidenced by their 5-1 aggregate win over Real Madrid in the 2025 Champions League quarterfinals. Along the way, they've had iconic nights. Henry at the Bernabeu, that solo goal versus Inter, the demolition of Juventus. They didn't win it all, but they delivered cinema. PSG, on the other hand, have become modern Champions League regulars. 12 straight seasons at the top, a final in 2020. They also won a Cup Winners' Cup back in '96 under then manager Luis Fernandez, and under Luis Enrique, they've reached 4 Champions League semi-finals in 5 years. But for every deep run, there's been a collapse. Barca 6-1. The Benzema nightmare at the Bernabeu. They've had the squads, they've had the chances, but the scars still show. One club built elite consistency, the other built a high-stakes reputation with higher expectations. There's really nothing definitive to separate the two. This one's a draw, so it's Arsenal 3, PSG 3. Time for the final round, stadium and fan base. Arsenal's home is the Emirates Stadium, a fortress of ambition. 60,000 plus capacity, modern, iconic, and packed every week. And even during their so-called banter era, when they couldn't even make the Champions League, Arsenal still held on to the 7th largest global fan base in world football. Respect to all the fans who endured the banter era. That was rough. Now compare that to PSG. Their Parc des Princes Stadium is historic, but smaller, at just under 48,000 capacity. PSG's fan base has grown rapidly, no doubt, thanks to their star signings and social media strategy. But that rise is recent, post-2011. Both clubs have fan bases and stadiums to be proud of. But as of today, Arsenal are just bigger and better. So there you go, Arsenal take the final round to make it Arsenal 4, PSG 3. But I've thrown in a bonus round for you as well. The women's team, check this out. Bonus round, women's teams. Arsenal women are the most successful women's club in English football history and one of the most decorated in the world. With 15 league titles, titles and 14 FA Cups. They are also the only British team to have won the Women's Champions League, which they did back in 2007. Their success is built on nurturing young talent through a world-class academy and sharing state-of-the-art facilities with the men's team, reflecting their commitment to equality and excellence. They've produced icons like Kelly Smith, Alex Scott, and Leah Williamson. And today, stars like Katie McCabe, Beth Mead, and Alicia Russo continue to lead the charge. On the other hand, PSG Feminine have emerged as one of the stronger teams in Europe in recent years, with standout players like Marie Antoinette Katoto, their all-time leading goal scorer who came through their academy. PSG have positioned themselves as a force to be reckoned with. Other key contributors include Grace Gayoro, Romy Lecter, and Sakina Karchaoui. However, PSG have only one league title. They've reached the Champions League final twice but never lifted the trophy. They remain in the shadow of Lyon both in silverware and stature. Meanwhile, Arsenal women regularly sell out the Emirates. They lead in visibility, support, and cultural impact. Their legacy stands as the pinnacle of women's football. So that's it, guys. Final score: Arsenal 5, PSG 3. Arsenal are objectively the bigger club. Now, full disclosure, I'm an Arsenal fan, so this video could be 100% biased, but I feel like I tried to be objective. Let's keep it 100. Arsenal are a bigger club than PSG. But let me know what you think. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Football bread.